Hello, welcome back to Skyrim. We're on the move today. We're leaving Whiterun. It's early-ish in the morning, and we're on our way back to Markarth. We've kind of wrapped up our business here for the time being. I did a little bit of trading. Ooh, this path ends here. I'm lost in the back streets of Whiterun. I've done a little bit of trading between episodes. Just sold a few bits and pieces I had, and did a bit of disenchanting stuff. Leveled up as well. So I've increased our health a little bit, and taking the first perk in the enchanting school. So I intend to get round to doing some enchanting fairly soon. That's you all caught up. We've picked up Anumlar and Eric the Destroyer, who seems to have a bit of trouble navigating this bit of street. Oh, the Slayer, sorry, not the Destroyer. Sorry, Eric. Yeah. Oh, I tell you what we can do. In fact, first of all, we can talk to Anumlar about this note, I think.
So, what's the plan?
Yeah, Anumlar, I think this note is for you.
An old friend? Well, I think we can rule out Arnwolf. This person's knowledge of the alphabet goes beyond the letter C. As for who it is, well, I have no idea. In life, you make a lot of friends and a lot of enemies. And this could be from any of them.
Okay. Yeah, I have no shortage of enemies as well. Still, bandits don't usually write me letters. So probably I've got a good feeling about this, is what I'm trying to say.
They would if they knew how to write. Ha ha ha! Get someone angry enough, and they'll spend every ounce of their energy letting you know it. So we can't rule out anything. Believe me, I've made that mistake far too many times than I care to count.
Fair enough. We'll be prepared. All right, let's get moving.
Behind you.
Maybe we'll get a story about her older days with the company a bit later on.
Staying safe, I hope.
Safe as we can. Right. A bit of a hefty journey ahead of us. We could try and cut through the mountains here. I don't know what that is, that little icon here at the end of the road, but it looks like that's all cliffs by there. Maybe there's a shortcut somewhere? Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot. We don't want to walk back the same way we came. And if I can find a shortcut through the mountains, that'll be useful in the future. There's a bit of a trek going all the way around here. So, yeah, let's head north. Up here somewhere. Let's go around. Looks we're still getting 5 septims per hour, thanks to our magic ring. That's isn't helpful. But I might swap over to this ring while we travel, just to be safe. I don't know where the other two are. I'm sure they'll manage to catch up, won't they? Right, that looks promising. Dead ahead. Perfect. Strange fog above the ground by here. Wonder what that's about. There's another giant camp over there with plenty of mammoths. So that's that Dunmer's theory about mammoths attracting dragons proved to be utter nonsense. I don't see any dragons. Oh, she's in the Bannered Mare, by the way. I saw her between episodes when I went to pick these two up. So we'll speak to her again next time we're in the area. But today I was eager to get moving today. Right, this is the place where we found the Lunar Forge, or whatever it's called. There's a lone mammoth, a wild mammoth, out wandering. Maybe it belongs to a giant. Maybe the giants let them graze on the hills here. I don't know. Well, this looks this is fairly exciting. This is quite off the beaten path. A good shortcut if this works out. It looks like it's going to.
Only a fool lets himself get surrounded.
Annoying wolves really ruin the atmosphere. Oh, where did you come from? It's going to get colder down here. Well, wow, this is... Look at this. This is really cool. It feels a little bit ominous. Am I about to wander into a massive... Wait, this isn't I think I might know where we are. Uh-oh. Ah, shit, it is. I think this is labyrinthian. Alright, there's a frost troll down here. Can we take a frost troll between the three of us? I don't know, my frost magic's not going to be much help. Yes, labyrinthian. Bloody hell, how did I not know what this is? Where labyrinthian was. It's been a while since I've been here. Oh, a nice, quick, safe shortcut. This is probably the most dangerous... Oh, ruin. in the game.
Die,
I've had
damn
enough of you.
Go on, Anumla.
Quite a team, eh?
No soul gem large enough. That would have been a good soul to have. Nice work. Cool, okay. Okay, it's not the end of the world. I don't really remember the lore about Labyrinthian or why it's important. I've only been here, encountered this place when I first played Skyrim. That would have been back when this came out, so... Oh my god, like... over a decade ago. Oh my god. And I don't think Agni knows anyway. So if we find a,
These old Nord tombs smell like sweat and flies. Always best to raid them on an empty stomach.
well... maybe this is one we should, avoid raiding anyway. Don't like the look of it. Okay. Okay, now we're in trouble. Whew. That one did not go so smoothly.
I don't feel right.
I'm not surprised. You're level 10. What level are you? Level 7. Okay, we're a bit beaten up now. Hopefully there's not another frost troll. Looks like there's an exit there. Can we have a quick look around in here? A missive from a hired thug and a wooden mask. It seemed like an easy enough job. Groz and me done plenty like it before. Some chinless Breton wants bodyguards for a trip into the mountains. Fine, easy clink for us. He goes on about this twice forsaken mask of his the whole way, of course. Got a pretty good laugh when Groz snatched it and put it on her face. He threatened to fire us both for that one. Not smart out here. Not smart out here on your own, he realised that right fast and shut up about not paying. So we get here, he thumbs through some papers and mutters to himself. Never you mind that me and Groz had to cut through 10 stinking trolls just to get him here. And without so much as a warning, poof, he's put on that mask and vanished. Could have put my hands on his throat one moment, the next he's not so much as thin air. Well, after a while, we didn't know what to do, and Groz picks a gear up to head home, when he poofs back and that mask in his hand. Begs us not to leave, says he needs us to wait. This is what he's paying us for. Then puts the mask back on his sorry face, and he's gone again. I'd seen cloaks do invisibility before, but a few swings of my fist proved he wasn't pulling that one. Nothing there to hit. He shows up again, tells us he just needs more time, has to figure out something about the other masks, and vanishes again. That was yesterday. I'm done twiddling my thumbs and writing letters to myself. We're leaving come sunrise, and if he shows up again, I promise Azura I'm putting this dagger through his chest to keep him in one place. We'll pull more loot off him dead than he could have paid alive. But not the mask. That cursed thing can stay and rot with him. And the trolls right here. There's the mask. This is, Oh, yeah, look. This is the person who hired them. And there's the dagger to keep him in place. That's exactly what happened. Mysterious. The wooden mask hums with an unfamiliar energy. This item conceals your identity when worn. What the hell? What on earth? Shrine of the Old Ways. Follow the animal gods. The animal gods represent the original religion of Skyrim, preached by the fearsome dragon priests. Assume the powers of an animal god through prayer. Slay people who stand in your way. Absorb dragon souls. Assume our powers through prayer. Nords are most deserving of our favor. Blessing of the Old Ways. Okay, we're not going to follow them, but that is interesting. It's kind of Agni's style. Is this like a... Can I come here anytime? This is for all of the dragon masks. Yeah. Volsung, Vokan, Otar, Morokai, Ragot, Narkreen, Hevnarak, and Croesus. I can't leave. If I leave a book here. Huh, I wonder if this... Oh yeah, it seems to be the same place. Maybe it only works here. What if I'm standing by here?
A Nordic ruin. It promises treasure, but I wouldn't hold my breath. That will get you killed.
It's quite annoying me, the hair thing. I will, we'll get an option to change our hair again soon. I'll change it. It does seem to conceal my identity while I'm wearing it, which is cool. Could be used for crime and stuff. But while I'm here, it will teleport me back, right? Is that how it works? Okay. And I can keep things here if I wanted to. Should I keep my books here? It's quite a central location. I'm going to leave my books here for now. I was going to say it's Alva's journal. I need to keep that. I needed a place to keep all of these. I can start collecting books. I can pick them up when I have somewhere easier to get to keep them. Oh, this is a cool discovery. I had no idea any of this worked like this. Ancient text. Yeah, I think that's everything. Very cool. Okay, let's move on, but come back here. I always wondered what you did with the Dragon Priest masks. I've never done that. I knew there was something like that. I've seen that altar. Pictures of it, but yeah, I've never seen that. Who's that up there? Is that a person? Oh no, it's just an inn, I think. Right up there. I don't want to go in here. I'm just having a little gander while we're here. Look at this place. Wow. Wow. The scale of this place is massive. Yeah, I can't do anything with that. There's another entrance over there. In regards to looting Nordic like crypts and stuff like this, Agnes, I don't think she'd go out of her way. She wouldn't make a career out of like robbing crypts, but if she has reason to be in one, she's not too adverse to it. You know, these aren't her ancestors, and a lot of them are kind of, you know, desecrated with trolls and other people looting them already, so yeah, she doesn't worry about it too much.
Quite enough.
Whew, whew. Scary things, these trolls. Place is, I love how sprawling this place is. It really feels like it could have been a city or something at one point. Lost Valkig. Lost Valkig. Not a dungeon which starts with the word lost. That reminds me of the Iliad Steps. Should we have a look? No. Shall we? No, that's going to be a whole. That's going to be a whole ordeal. We'll be coming back this way. Let's do it. I've changed my mind. Let's have a look. We don't have to stay longer than we want to.
Too bad we can't read these carvings. Who knows what secrets we'd uncover.
Draga Deathlord. Oh, good God.
Someone there. Ha! Found you.
Oh, you had a name. Oh, maybe I could have spoken to you. Oh. I'm sorry, I'm going to reload. Normally happy to live with the consequences to my actions, but I don't know, I'm too curious about this.
Too bad we can't read these carvings. Who knows what secrets we'd uncover?
Who knows?
A subject approaches. No, you must not look at me. Not like this.
Oh, cool. Okay, this was worth reloading. Well, why all these responses jokes? Come on. Well, your skin does look a bit dry. I do know a couple of alchemists.
You choose to use humor.
I didn't have a choice.
But if I laugh, it is only because my sadness has exhausted all tears. I once had skin that glistened without the aid of oil, and seemed only to grow smoother and softer with age. I was once the envy of all, a queen, Queen Irel of Mereth, and my subjects averted their gaze out of respect and not disgust.
You're Queen of Mereth. What land is that?
Do you mean to mock me, stranger?
No?
Surely you know the name of the land we stand on. Mereth, settled by the descendants of the first men. Or has history erased all that I am as punishment for my deeds?
Descendants of the first men. So the Merethic era passed long ago. How are you still alive? How do you I'm not sure you are alive. How are you still here, though?
I am a Droga. Dracon servants such as myself are despised for our loyalties, as we are thought to have betrayed man to aid the dragons. Neither tome nor song will sing my praises, if they sing for me at all. For the dead can suffer no greater wound, no harsher penalty than the hollows of empty silence.
Wow, okay. At least you actually did see real dragons. I believe this one. There were dragons back in the Merethic era. Yeah, I've never met a Draga who could talk. Or who would talk.
The Droga exist on but a whisper of life, granted by the word of a Dracon priest, who themselves were granted eternity by the Dovra. It is normally blasphemous for anyone not of the priesthood to use this tongue. But as queen, it was my duty to serve and speak for the Dovra gods. The same is true for my existence. I am not a Droga bound to the will of any priest. I have been granted life and speech by a Dovra, a dragon.
Wow. Then the power of the dragons exists inside you, and only you, because there are no more dragons anywhere anymore.
Yes, some would call it a blessing. How am I blessed? What sort of madman would call this anything but a curse? I can never again feel the warmth of another, or be able to reward that warmth with a smile. Not even the wind deigns to acknowledge my presence. It passes through my body like a cold shoulder.
I wonder what the ancient Nords used this place for.
Oh, shut up, Eric. Well, you have your mind. Be thankful for that when others are ash and dust.
Their bodies are indeed ash and dust, but their spirits live on. How I long for the same.
Right. So what if I was to slay you? If I got Eric the Slayer here to live up to his name, would you be able to rest then? Would that be what you want?
I do not know. Many Draugr who are slain rise again, but only because they are granted life by the priests they serve. The Dovra who imbued me with life was slain many centuries ago, and with him gone, perhaps I too can find any rest. Will you grant me this kindness, stranger? My body may resist, but my mind, my voice, it will not shout.
This feels wrong, but if that's what you want, can I ask you some more questions first?
I understand. Feel free to ask as many as you like, but I hope we can revisit this topic later.
Sure, yeah. Okay. Right, okay, what else can we ask about? Yeah, let's tell IRL a little about what's happened. Queen of Mereth, you speak names from an age long past. This land is now Skyrim.
If you believe this to be the rim of sky and heaven, then your people have not ventured further north.
Wonder if any of
In my time, this land was to the south, a land whose winter was far warmer than the summers in Admora. There were many who fled south to escape the war, but I led my people here because the crops tended to flourish in lands baked in the sun. Those who migrated here named this land Mereth in honor of the Mer who called it home.
In honor of the Mer. So you were getting on with the Mer who lived here. Mereth. It's weird to think of Skyrim being a home, like the native home of Mer and not men. So what were those early settlements like?
Our people learned to cooperate with the Mer, just as we did with the Dovra, the dragons whom we worshipped and served. Slowly we began to establish cities. Some might dare to call it a kingdom. It encompassed a small stretch of land along the Broken Cape, but the palace sat at its center like a great jewel. As I had led one of the original settlements, and had once trained to become a dragon priest, I was chosen as queen.
I wish we read that book about Sarthal earlier. Yeah, as I know it, Isgramor established Sarthal. When does that tie into what you're saying?
On the ruins of a kingdom. Our kingdom. Isgramor came as a settler and stayed as a conqueror. He was a tyrant.
Hey now.
Thus, my reign lasted no more than a season. All that effort, all the goodwill I had established, shattered by the blade of his inglorious axe.
Inglorious? Isgramor was a true Nord, the true Nord. What went wrong? Why is that? What happened?
The Needs came to Mereth to escape war, not find themselves entrenched in another. However, they are a prideful people. The massacre in Sarthal gave Ysgramor the perfect excuse to eradicate the Mer from this land. He baited the Mer into an attack on farmers, hunters, and maids. All the while, he and his sons built an army of companions in the caverns to the north.
This is shaking up Agni's perception of history a little bit. Yeah, history says the Mer were threatened by the Needs and sought to banish them. So that's after Ysgramor started to rile things up. Is that what you're saying?
History rarely tells the whole truth. It was true that the Mer attacked Sarthal, but it was not for fear of our strength. They sought that which was promised to them, a great source of power, a shimmering ball of magicka encased in runes of an ancient tongue. The Mer thought it to be older than the world itself, the all-seeing eye of the great architect, the blind witness to all of creation, Magnus. The eye was the price of peace. Only when our kingdom was conquered by Ysgramor, he deemed it too heavy a price to pay. Then came the Night of Tears and Ysgramor's return, when all beginnings came to an end, and all ends came for a single beginning.
Well, it sounds like Agni. Sounds like to Agni that the Mer were greedy and wanted this artifact and killed a load of Nords for it. So it was probably their fault that it all kicked off. That's how Agni's kind of justifying these events in her head. And she doesn't know a massive amount about the history of, like, the details of the history of Skyrim like this. So let's head north from Skyrim to Atmora, this place that you don't hear much about. You don't know many details. You know that's where men came from in the Merethic era. And the Atmorans worshipped dragons? Is that right?
The dragon priests respected the Dovra for their might and power. We paid tribute to them, and in return lived in harmony. In Mereth, no such order had been established. Without a dragon priest to conduct the rituals, it was left to me to teach my people the old ways.
Okay, so as the Queen of Mereth.
Everything in here seems to be about death. Burial urns, crypts, funeral shrouds. It's a bit depressing.
Because it's a crypt, Eric. Shut up. You're embarrassing me in front of the Queen. So as the Queen of Mereth, you dealt with the Mer, who were, at the time, they were the Snow Elves. Is that right?
We shared resources, knowledge, and to bridge this gap, I abandoned the old Medic tongue in order to ensure nothing would be lost in translation. Some considered it a heresy, yet I knew that for both our races to survive in this cold and unforgiving land, we needed to work as partners. For our people, the spoken word is a powerful weapon, one that can lead an army. Yet by adopting another's word, I chose to lead by example. And it wasn't just for my own people. If I shed my pride and spoke the Elven tongue, perhaps they too would be willing to embrace our customs.
Right. If only the Thalmor were willing to work together, we wouldn't be at war right now. Obviously, the Snow Elves were a much better elf than the... And, you know, Agni doesn't hate all High Elves either. It's just the Thalmor. There's plenty of men she dislikes as well. She doesn't like the Imperials. But that's just the Empire. And it sounds like Queen Mereth had something going on, but it obviously was doomed to failure, despite your best efforts, because Ysgramor made the right decision. Whatever decisions he made, he was right. Agni thinks. So, how did you become a Draga?
A most tragic tale indeed. It was after the Night of Tears, when Ysgramor returned to Mereth with 500 warriors in tow. My people no longer wanted peace. They wanted blood, and even those who were steadfastly loyal to me crowned Ysgramor their leader and king. I was frustrated, angry. Were they blind to the truth? Did they learn nothing from the wars in Admora? Vengeance begets vengeance, and war never ends, not without the murder of an entire people, the death of 1,000 children who committed no crime.
So what did you do?
What I did for my people, so that history would not stain their hands in blood. I sought the old allegiances, the power of the Dovra. Alone, unguarded, I stole away to the lair of the Frost Dragon Courting House, perched atop a spire of stone on a snow-capped hill. I gave myself into his service, for a boon, to imbue Mer with the powers of frost, to give their people a chance to survive.
So, Well, whatever happened, history is written by the victors. Ysgramor's triumph is celebrated by all now. As far as we're concerned, you know, he was a great Nord.
So they say, but the truth has a way of mottling even the whitest of lies.
Who was this Mer the Frost Dragon lent his powers to?
He was the Prince of Solstheim, and he was granted the power of ice and snow. There on that island to the east is what remained of the Snow Elf people, and where they would make their final stand. Imbued with a new strength, the prince rode into the Battle of the Mosring, where Ysgramor's armies marched through a field of crimson snow. They say he rode in on a horse of pure white, his armor and spear a beacon of hope in the dark terror of war.
Now this is becoming kind of, this is shaking up Agni quite a lot now, because Agni is from Solstheim, and you know, she's talking about her home now. I don't know this elf, and my lore is a bit lacking here. So pure white and camouflaged in the snow. What happened next? I don't know who this elf is. What happened?
He swept through the Needs like a violent gale, felling them one by one in a storm of spears. Many great warriors died by his hand, and thus it was the cruelest irony for him to be slain by a child. She was a squire, a girl has remained, for I am a Droga, bound to serve even as my master is dead.
This is super interesting. Agni is very invested in finding out more about this story, about this battle on Solstein, the girl who slew some powerful dragon-powered imbued elf. We will learn more about this, I'm sure. And maybe we can find a record of all of this. There must be some kind of record of your previous existence.
All that remains of who I am, my beauty, my fears, my heart, lies in this caricature of a human being. And it seems I myself am a poor caretaker of that legacy. When I look back at everything I was, from my flesh to my name, it feels like I am staring at a portrait of someone else's memories.
What a shame. Can you speak to other Draga? Are you like all... You have like Draga friends who come over and stuff?
The Droga know words of power, but they are not lucid like you and I. They are mindless puppets, doomed to walk the earth as the undead. Some believe the Droga are cannibals, for whom this existence is a penalty. Others believe they are thought cursed for betraying mankind. In truth, the Droga are simply dead bones, brought to animation by the power of the Dovra, but not to life.
Okay then. Well, you don't have to feel bad about killing Draga anymore. Not that we ever did, but you know, it's good to know. Have we met any Draga? No, I don't think so. I don't know any phrases really. Apparently Agni does, because we don't have a choice. Croesus. Wasn't that one of the dragon priest masks? Is one of those called Croesus? Maybe this is a common one. Arvdilon is a phrase often repeated by Draga.
Join the dead. So dreary. Am I right in guessing that all these phrases are said in the heat of battle?
Oh, I kind of want to... Let's do... Agni doesn't know enough of these to do them all, as fun as it would be, but I think Unslard Croesus is another one that just seems familiar to me. What about Unslard Croesus?
Ah, it means eternal sorrow. Not an uncommon phrase in a land that knows little else.
Cool. I'd like to do more, but it just... I don't think we haven't met enough Draga. That's enough for now.
Yes, it's a very concise language, but I much rather prefer the elegance of the common tongue.
That's about it. About your request.
Yes, have you considered what I said? Will you grant me the peace I desire?
It just feels... You know important things about the history of this place. And it just doesn't feel right. I'm sorry, but I just don't think we can do it. It kind of... Your request goes against my principles. Maybe later, but right now I don't feel like I can just kill you. And it's for... Agni's justifying it, but I think selfishly she doesn't want IRL here dead because her knowledge is too valuable. So I apologize, but such a request goes against my principles.
I understand. If by chance you wish to consider, I will be here.
Okay. Stuff up there. I wonder where we are. Well, we have places to be. I'm not sure what time it is now. There are enemies nearby. There's things up there, I think. But I guess we'll get going. But I intend to come back here. So, I'm sure we'll see the Queen again in the near future. But for now, we need to get going. We've got business in Markarth. It's freezing here. Look how cold Anular is. Argonians don't deal... You should buy some warmer clothes, to be honest. That was really cool, though. I know that was... Conversations like that can take up like half the episode. I hope you don't mind. I really enjoy it when you meet a character like that. And that was a particularly cool one. I'm so glad I went in there. Climb up here somewhere, can we get to the upstairs of that place? I don't know, looks like there's something up here. But I think we should go and explore this. Oh yeah, there's another entrance there. We need to explore this place more next time we come here. It's a good excuse to run into IRL again. But for now, I don't know what time it is, but it's late. We need to try and get to town. And we're not far. We're nearly there. Can even maybe catch Helgi after dark, finally. Oh, right, this is happening again, is it? Is that a troll? That's a very scary noise. Oh, he's over there, look. Maybe we can just leave. Yeah, it's getting cold out here now. Middle of the night, wading through snow. High up in the mountains. Quick save, there's a faction ambush. I don't know which faction that is. I'm trying to memorize our way up here so we can use this shortcut in the future. Who are you people? Oh my god, did you just raise an elk from the dead? Oh, bloody hell, we don't want to... I think they might be vampires. You know? I'm sure I said I saw like the red glow of like a health absorption spell. It looks like we can. Looks like they're moving away. We can sneak off this way. What a horrifying and unnatural thing to do, to hunt an elk and slay it and then raise it from the dead to follow you. Yeah, whoever they were, I'm glad we didn't bump into them. Right, we're just on... Okay, on the road from Mortal. It's easy enough to find this place. Should be. What's it look like? Kind of hard to spot. Beginning of autumn. Here we go. First day of autumn. I'm very cold. Yeah, it looks very cold. But we're nearly there. Back to this quiet, dingy and dark town. Still, it feels a little bit like coming home at this point. We know people here. Some people don't like us because of our involvement with the mage, perhaps, and the whole Alva incident. But we know people here.
Stormcloak rebels, every one of them.
And we want to help people here. And we've got one last job. Well, once we sort out meeting Anumlar's friend.
I mostly
what are
deal
you
with
doing
petty
up there?
thievery and drunken brawls. Been too long since we've had a good bandit raid.
Why have you stopped? I don't know. She'll catch up. Let's get into the tavern and warm up. We can make our plan in the morning. Look, they've even put pumpkins all around the place here. Must be an event coming up soon.
Finally, someone comes in. Kick off your boots, stay a while. Let me know if there's anything I can help you with. I got nothing but time these days.
Oof. It's frozen, right? Okay, yeah. Of course. What to do? I need to AI off and then AI on. There we go. Thonir, it's been a while. Glad to see you're still raring to go. He hasn't put that axe away. He's so desperate to kill those vampires. Okay, team of 4 now, plus dog. Soon, guys, we're going vampire hunting.
I'd stay clear of this dog. I've seen that look before. He'll follow you to Black Marsh if you let him.
It's true. It was a struggle to get him to stay here, to be honest. All right. Okay, we're gonna sit down here, have a drink, and warm up. And I'm gonna end the episode there, I think. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting stuck into some mortal business. Yeah, we'll see what happens, and it's the start of autumn as well, so time's ticking on. It's gonna be a bit colder now, I think, which is a bit of a problem. We'll see though. Anyway, that's all I've got time for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
It's nice to be back in a friendly spot, huh?